Casey from Casey's Customs. Today we are going to be airbagging this 72 Chevy Suburban. Luckily it already has coilovers in the rear, so that should be a little bit easier than normal. I don't have to make a complete 4-link or cut up the suspension too bad. Sometimes you still have to tweak them a little bit, but I won't know until I really get in there. I'm using a kit from Airbaggit. This is supposed to be one of their nicer kits. You know, they have a lot of kits on their site. Well, they sell a lot on eBay too, but they have a lot of kits that are like 500 bucks. This one was, I think, 1,200. So it's supposed to be all in one, but I can already tell I'm missing a couple fittings. I've already had to buy a couple little extra things. But for the most part, it should be everything there. It should be pretty straightforward. As I say that, I've done a lot of airbags and they've never been straightforward. I've never really had a kit that just went straight in, bolted up, and you were done. So I'm sure I'll need to modify some stuff here or there. I think the last one I did on a Suburban, if I remember right, I had to tweak these plates for the A-arms a little bit. I think they were sticking out in places and they were hitting, so I had to come in and I think I changed some corners or some edges or something. So, like I said, I won't know until I dig into it, but that's what we're doing for this video, and let's get started. First thing we're gonna do with this big old bitch is get it up in the air, get it on jack stands, and get it off of the suspension. That way everything can kind of hang loose, and I'm either going to take my time, do it the right way, and remove the coil springs properly, or most likely I'm going to cut them off with my plasma and be done with it. I won't know until I get in there and I start banging my knuckles on stuff and getting pissed off. So let's get it on jack stands. We got her up in jack stands. And now it's time to get the spring off. I need to take the shocks off first, actually, not the spring. Take the shocks off, and then I can see exactly how much it's going to let it go down. I also need to take off my panhard bar. Once I do that, it should sag down a bunch to where these aren't under tension anymore. And I can just cut them off with my plasma. You don't want to cut them off now because they still have tension on them and they like to kind of, you know, fly at you and try and kill you. So, I'm going to take the shocks off, and then my panhard bar, and then let this sag. It'll only probably come down another inch or two, but that inch or two, you know, won't be under pressure, so it makes a hell of a difference. So, let's do that. Hey! Ha ha! Wait! So, as you can see, we got the springs out. I got everything all wire wheeled and cleaned off. I'm going to start putting the bags in now. I got to figure out exactly how the brackets go in first. I got to get rid of my bump stops as well. But then I should be able to get them fit up in there, and I can kind of start seeing how much play I have. They came with spacers, and depending on how much drop you want, you can use the spacers or not use the spacers. But I need to figure that out. I won't know on that exactly until I get them up in there and start looking at stuff. I think I just need one of the spacers, not both. But, like I said, we'll see. I got the stock springs all cut out, and I was getting my bag ready to get put in there. And I got to looking at the brackets, and I thought this hole was kind of funny when I opened the kit. But I was like, oh, you know, it probably is just for some other attachment they have. You know, I didn't know, I wasn't paying attention. The other kits I've seen, and the other kits I've used in the past, usually there's a nut welded on here so you can run a bolt up through your trailing arms and bolt to it. This doesn't have it. Like I said, I thought it was weird. Here's your stock cups. These are what holds your spring in, and then you have a bolt that goes up. Well, the way they want you to run this kit is to actually have that sit on there and then run your bolt up underneath it. It'll actually be in there. Well, that's probably the jankiest thing I've ever seen. It doesn't sit flush, so it kind of can be angled. However, I hate it. I don't know why they would ever do that. So, I checked online to see if maybe I was missing something, but this is the actual picture I saw, was that. I hate it. So, I'm going to cut out some plate, weld plate on here, and then have a nut on it so I can just bolt it straight up like I would my stock suspension. So now I got to redo all that, which sucks, but it is what it is. At least I don't have to make it completely from scratch. Oh my God. What am I hitting, dude? Oh. Let's let that back down. Bada bing, we got the rear done. It's currently sitting on the frame. The way, whenever the bags are completely aired down, you can actually notch the frame and get probably 2 or 3 more inches of drop out of it. I'm gonna ask the customer what he wants to do. I think this will be fine for him because he's gonna still use it for towing and stuff. So it never really was gonna be a build. It never was gonna be an airbag build that laid on the ground. It wasn't gonna lay frame. So it's pretty damn low. I think it's like 9 or 10 inches off the ground, which is great. And when it's all the way up, it's got like a full 8 inches of lift. So I mean, he could run big meets on this if he wanted to. He's monster tires. But it is what it is. I'm real happy with it. It's cool to see a Suburban this low. You usually can never see the roofs of them because they're just huge. But thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned. I'm going to be doing the front suspension in the next video. We're going to be converting it to airbags as well. It's the same kit for that, but if it's anything like the rear, I'm probably going to have to cut it up and make half of it from scratch. So stay tuned for that fun stuff. And please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff they tell you to do at the end of the videos, and check out some of my other videos. Peace!